Nobody really pays you what you deserve. What they pay you is what they think you deserve. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you how I onboard my clients in such a way that they perceive me as an excellent designer and a force to reckon with in the industry. Because how you present yourself in the first few meetings that are going to have with you depends on how serious they are going to take the project. Now, that's one thing is going to determine. Another thing is going to determine is whether that client is a match for you. Because the client is not just the price, you are a huge price because they're the ones solving the problems and they're not straining their money with something that's going to last them forever as a brand. Now, the first thing is the discovery call. So, on this discovery call, I have a link on my website that you click and it takes you to a Calendly platform where you get to book the call. First of all, on Calendly, I had to put a series of questions that I want the client to answer that would help me understand more about the brand before I come on the call. So I'm coming on the call as somebody that knows about the brand and don't have an issue if you don't know about the brand because like I said it's a discovery call, but I'm just saying it's going to help you a little bit further to know about the brand before you hop on the call. So if the client reach out to you on like WhatsApp or Instagram and gets to book the call, here's what you're going to do. Maybe ask a few questions before the call. You get, but if you can use the Calendly website. This video is not sponsored by Calendly, by the way, but it helps you, prepare before the call. And so on the call, you're going to basically ask questions concerning the brand, or if you already know about the brand, you're going to ask questions about what this particular brand is going to bring new to the industry. Let's say it's under the food industry. You want to know, oh, what's your unique selling point? Who are your target audience? And basically, the other thing that you want to do is know the scope of the project. How big does the client want the project to be? Is it just a brand identity design? Is it going to morph into UI UX design? Are they going to be motion design? Are they going to be prints or physical products? Basically understand how it works. Then another thing you want to do is ask the client what their budget is. Now, a lot of people tell you to have brand pricing packages or a rate card. That is very necessary. But here's another way you can do it. I have a rate card. I have pricing packages. But here's another way I get to know what the client can pay is ask the budget, because now two things that the budget does for you is it makes you understand if you can actually work with this client. Two, it helps you see how big of a project it is in the mind of the client. Do you understand? So that you can also expand your mind. And some clients will want to let you know that, oh, they don't have a budget, let me hear your price. Give them a range. You get that works all the time. So tell them how much are you willing to pay within $1,000 to $2,000. You get, just so that you know what, because everybody actually has a budget. There's no company, no sole proprietorship brand, no personal brand that comes to get anything from you that doesn't have a budget. And so from there, what you want to do next is send them a proposal, an invoice, and a contract. Now, basically, what the proposal is going to entail is an introduction to what the branding package is about. Another thing is the time frame and the cost of the branding project. So after you're done with the call, you're basically going to know what the budget is and what the client wants from you. So you're going to list out every of the deliverables that are going to come out from the brand. Then you explain how long this project is going to take and how long each of the phases are going to take. Another thing you want to do is list out the phases of the brand identity design. Now, what this helps you do is to help the client understand. So when you now say pay me $1,000, the client is saying why that $1,000 is going in. And so for me, on my proposals, what I usually send is four phases of design. The first one is the onboarding, which is what we're talking about now. The discovery call, the project this, and contract and invoice and all those things. The second one is the pre-design phase. So pre-design phase basically includes the brand strategy, mood board, and every other thing that helps you do the design. Then we now move on to the design phase. And on the design phase, what I basically do is just send them a design and they choose and just basically all the stuff. And the offboarding. So the offboarding is where I give them every of the brand asset deliverables that were done throughout the design. In another video, I'm going to explain to you and break down with a real life brand how I go through these processes and phases. You get, but you want to include that on your brand proposal. Then after that, you're going to send them a contract. So what that contract is going to do is going to guide you as a designer. I'm going to do another video if you want, explaining to you why a contract is necessary, how your contract should look like, and what you need to know as somebody doing a contract. Just so you know, you want to send the contract that you did or that you're sending to the client to a lawyer first. I have a lawyer client, and he will help me look at it to see that this contract. So he helped me look at it to check that the contract is in check. And so I've sent it to a couple of clients, and they were okay with it. That's proof of work. You get to see that the contract actually works and it is good. So one thing you want to do with your contract is to cover all areas of the design, explaining in detail how the design process is, so that the client can understand and agree to these terms. You have to protect yourself, talk about the things that you're not going to do and the things that you're going to do. Talk about the fact that 50% of what they pay is non-refundable. And another thing that you want to do, aside everything concerning you, is protect the client's rights too, because you don't want to be selfish. You want to talk about the fact that if you don't deliver, the client has the right to terminate the contract, terminate the project, and get a refund from you. Do you get? Clients want to see this because they're not joking with you. So talk about your own side, and like I said on that video, I'm going to break down what the contract is about. Then the last thing you want to send is an invoice. This is just a professional procedure to explain to the client that you have given them a quote, you have billed them. If it's $1,000 you're charging for the brand identity design, you tell them, oh, so and so, so and so, so and so. These are the deliverables, and this is the amount, so that they can send it to the accountant or they can make payment to you as well. Now, after this or during this process, the next thing you want to do is to send them a questionnaire. Now, you can send it at any point in the design phase actually, because at the end of the day, you can send it in the beginning and imagine the client doesn't work with you, or you can send it in the end. This doesn't really matter, but let's just add it as the last phase for the onboarding. So, what this questionnaire is going to do is, aside from the discovery call, and guess what? When you're doing that discovery call, some clients don't even know that they needed to answer some questions that you want them to answer. Now, this questionnaire is going to help you develop a brief and everything you need to know about the brand. I have a questionnaire. You can click the first link on my bio and you'll get it. It's a very easy to use questionnaire. It's just like a template. It's actually a template. All you just have to do is edit your details and send it to your client. It's very, very easy to use, and it's currently on sale. Yeah, so do well to check it out. And if you want to see how I upscaled my brand identity business from charging 5,000 naira to 500,000 naira, click this video that's showing right now, and you're going to have an amazing watch. Till next time,